Also coming is our featured story of the night. Yeah! All right, everybody. Our featured story of the day is The Mandalorian. It's time to have a little Mando talk because, it's that time of the week. So episode 5 just came out, everybody. And if you hadn't had a chance to watch it, it might be a time to steer away a little bit or maybe come back and watch this later, We do these individual videos too, but I want to talk about The Mandalorian and episode 5. So the discussion here, this is great. I enjoyed it a lot. Like the Navarro thing is threatened by destruction at the hands of a pirate king. And the pirate king is like, honestly, Gorian Shard, like the way they did that design for that puppeteer, it's a mix of special effects and an actual like costume and makeup. It looked great with all like Swamp Thing almost. And the fact they brought pirates in this way was a lot of fun for me. And the whole Mandalorian, they're finally bringing all the pieces together for me. They're finally doing this. So they showed that whole episode. We did a little detour. We had Kane. We like trying to find out her like working for the Empire still. She's not working for the Empire. Well, now we're kind of getting some more breadcrumbs of how they tie together. And she comes in and she stops them from helping out in Navarro. And I think that's an Empire like thing. I think she's trying to, help the Empire. So I don't know. And you bring Tim Meadows comes in here. Tim Meadows comes in here, everybody. Like pop in from Tim Meadows.
That was
the weirdest thing. The weirdest thing. But honestly, the Bo-Katan thing is getting me. I honestly think that she's going to be the Mandalorian at the end. She's the one they're going to be 100%. Pushing to be the ruler of Mandalore. She's going to get on that because Mando doesn't want that. He really doesn't. No, and as the show builds and builds and builds, like, she wants it. She even like her taking her helmet off for a second, she didn't want to because she thought it would jeopardize everything she's done to get back in the good graces to have that chance to run the Mandalorians again. But she did because the armorer said take it off. So she took it off. And it led to this whole new phase where now they're going to try to get all the Mandalorians back together again to try to go back to Mandalore because it's time for the prophecy to come true. And honestly, the way they did this episode, I think was great. Them going back and actually getting back to a place where they were almost like slaves hiding in the sewers to now being like accepted there and owning themselves and owning their group and being loved and saving the day. It's only amping them up again more and more to the point where they can go home and conquer again and have their world again, have their life, have their empire again. And it's honestly, this is a good episode for me because I think it's like pushing the barrier, it's tying the pieces together, and it's moving the story forward finally. We've had episodes where it's spun off on its own thing, where you're stuck in one spot, you're stuck with one character, and this character, little Mando, little baby Yoda, and I'm like, this is time to actually bring it together, and they're doing it. There's only a few episodes left, so they have to. Sabrina, you saw this episode. What do you think? Were you excited about it? Were you happy about it? Or did it disappoint you?
No, I liked it. I was a little bit confused about the armor making her take off her helmet because I knew that would like forge a slight bit of disrespect with everyone else. Yeah, no, like Chris said. Like I was like, why are you making her making her take off the helmet to talk to her is one thing, but like to then like walk out to all of the Mandalorians who like were like basically like kind of worshiping her at that point because she helped save the foundling and had commanded like this takeover of the pirates. I thought it was a weird choice and I'm not really sure like where it's going to go because I feel like everyone was very upset that she wasn't wearing her helmet. But, she said, do you trust my position? She said, yes. And she said, then take off your helmet. And she did. So I do actually agree with you 100%. Like that is what is going to happen. It's going to come back to her being the ruler of Mandalore, and they're all going to go back to Mandalore. So she's basically sending them out to look for all Mandalorian that are left in the world, no matter which side they come from, Yeah,
bring find them across the whole universe.
Yeah, and bring them all together and then take back Mandalore, which I think is a stunning possibility, and I'm excited to watch for it.
And there's a lot of rumors online that actually the armorer might be somebody else that she knows from her past. Maybe there's one big thing. People are saying that might be actually her sister. That's the thing that like her sister in the Star Wars canon, her sister has been involved in this like secret wars, and maybe she was hiding now this whole time. So maybe it's a way of bringing her family back together and letting her sister run the Mandalorians and bringing her back into the forefront. Because I mean, the fact that she had her take her mask off, it's huge. because I didn't think that mask would
I
come
know,
off for a long
I was like,
time.
why are you doing that? Like, I was so
Yeah,
mad. And then she walked out there and everyone was pissed off about it. And I'm like, why would you do
super
that?
pissed.
And
Yeah, because
also, by the way, obviously Moth Gideon is around. Obviously that
oh
bitch
yeah,
is being a fucking nosy fucking Sally because she knows he's
Kane
like
little yeah.
that
Kane's a
all the rest of that is so obvious it's not even worth speaking of. It's just so obvious.
yeah. I love that last scene though. That was really cool. Like the ship is kind of destroyed and they fly up to it and send the droid in, and then that was really cool. Almost like aliens or something like that. It didn't even feel like it was Star Wars. Like I was expecting something to jump out.
It was
But it was I
annoying
thought
because then he was like, "Oh, there's Beskar, so it must be a
I
Mandalorian," which is fucking
yeah.
stupid.
Well, in the lore, Moff Gideon actually did wear like the helmet and did run Mandalorian at one point. So I mean, that could be a thing they're kind of trying to. Maybe there's like the rebels Mandalorian, or actually like stole
Right, but
him to be their leader
but
again.
but what they said was like, so you're saying a Mandalorian like broke him
Yeah,
out, which is
yeah.
very misleading because it wasn't actually a Mandalorian. I mean, it could have been a ex Mandalorian or a rogue Mandalorian, but it's not ever going to be a Mandalorian that would break Moth Gideon out. Like, it's not a thing.
Oh, it's not going to be the Mandalorians we know right now, we love, and we're following. It's not going to be that
Exactly.
now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so, but I don't know. Just the language was very, and it was that way on purpose, like, so that we questioned it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it was, I was like, really? That's what you're going to do? Oh, so you're saying it's Mandalorian? Fuck you, dude. No, no. You take
Yeah,
that Beskar and shove it up your ass.
but I think that's like part of the whole thing. It's like to lead to the drama. They need to have some more drama. So like, oh, it's a
Of course
Mandalorian,
it is.
but I do think that it's going to
It's
be
just annoying.
it's going to be somebody else. It's going to be
I
like
just wish
some
they
rebels.
knew that we were not stupid. Like, just know that the people who watch your show aren't stupid. So stop doing stupid shit.
But to me, it's going to be a battle now. You're gonna have Mando and Bo-Katan and the armor. It's going to be those Mandalorian verse. I mean, I think Moff Gideon's going to have a whole army of like other like ex-Mandalorians, and they're going to have a battle on Mandalore. I think for whoever gets the planet. That's what I can see her going. I can see that being like a big buildup.
I
I think
really
the
hope
next
not.
phase is really going to start leading towards this. I really do. Chris, what do you think about the Mandalorian? Are you excited about? Do you like Baby Groot? Like, what do you think? Do you look forward to
Baby
him
Groot?
more?
Did you say
Baby
Baby
Groot.
Groot?
Baby Yoda. I said Baby Groot. Baby Yoda. Good old Grogu. Does he make you happy? Like, what do you think about the show itself?
Brian.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't keep my mouth shut for a long time.
Oh, so
I
cute.
have to watch it. I hear it's a great show. My bad. I don't know much about it.
But you do know the principles.
Yeah, don't take your helmet off because someone makes you take your helmet off.
So what do you think about her taking her helmet off then? Do you think that was a bad move on her part? Or do you think it'll make her stronger?
Yeah, she shouldn't take her
Because it almost seems like a trap, doesn't it? It almost seems like a trap that...
I feel like it's for the greater good. I
trap.
feel like it's for the greater good. I feel like she wants
that told her to take her helmet off.
helmet off.
Thank you.
But they had this whole conversation about the Mythosaurus.
Yeah, that's true.
Source is.
I told you what the Mythosaurus is.
Chris is like, I don't know about this Mythosaur. The Mythosaur.
5 minutes of a
Mythosaurus is what I say.
Okay.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think it could be a trap. But honestly, I'm leaning more. Whoa, I'm leaning more towards the idea that it's gonna be this big buildup. Like they're gonna try. Like it's gonna be bringing them together. Like they're kind of saying. I don't think it's gonna be.
I hate it.
I don't think it's gonna be what we think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be bringing everybody together. And that's what this was. This whole episode was really about them being like putting Bo-Katan in charge almost. That's what this was about.
I know,
giving her the reins.
They've been laying that up for the past 3 episodes. So like that's not shocking. My point is that like if they are not like, oh my god, that picture is so cute. I'm sorry. That was so distracting. If they're trying to like set up a Mandalorian war, like that is alarming and actually probably be very good television. Brian, if you're right, I will give you all the kudos in the world.
That is a very cute picture, by the way.
It does make sense.
Right there, right? That is
Yeah,
great.
It's
a
so
good
cute.
picture. Little Grogu. Yeah,
Oh my
I just
God, I literally want to cry.
and he didn't do a lot in this episode, really. He was just kind of
No.
like, he was kind of eye candy this episode.
Just being adorable. He does that in a lot of episodes. Like, I feel like the seasons utilized him more than ever.
Yeah. I mean, it was just this episode. This episode, though, really, he was, it wasn't, I love when he flies with Mando. He's like right there going, meow, looking around and stuff. And the whole actual fight in the air where they took down the pirate ship was pretty freaking awesome. I love that a lot. People have been saying there's not enough action in this season. Look at that action, guys. Look at that action. Like all those Mandalorians, like raiding that town, taking down the pirates. It was great. I mean, honestly, I think it was awesome the way that they came together.
Always kick ass. They always kick ass.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
it's true.
When do they lose? Like, literally never.
But they had the whole, like, passing the hammer around the fire. Like, are we going to do this? Mando gives a speech.
Right.
And then.
Yeah. And the guy was like, what the fuck? And then he was like, we do this. And everyone was like, this is the way. And I'm like, okay, cool. Weird. Like, I don't know. It's a lot.
I'll probably butcher his name, but say his name's, which I thought was hilarious. Super Swole Paz. That's his name, actually, which they never say his name. And I'm like, all right, Super Swole.
Mandalorian
the Mandalorian guy. It's like Super Swole is his name.
Well, I mean, who calls Mando Din Djarin? Like, let's be real.
No, but we all call him Mando. That's just what it is.
Exactly.
I mean, he's Mando.
We know who Bo-Katan Kryze is, but we don't know because Din Djarin. I'm like, why are you being weird? It's Mando.
Because nobody calls her that. Yeah, I mean, nobody calls him anything besides Mando. That's just what it is in the show, But honestly, I think that's where they're going. I enjoy this. Again, I thought this was more of a pulling it together episode as opposed to like a separate thing, I think, which they needed for a while because people are complaining about how it's too separate and they're going to have Mandalorian and have baby Yoda. But, they're getting that. It's all a build, And I think the next few episodes, which I think there's only 3 left now, I think they're all going to kind of be this conglomerate of all these characters.
There's only 3?
Yeah. Like just kind of moving forward and getting the plot forward.
Doesn't that suck?
And it's all
in the show.
It sucks. It goes so fast.
You have I don't want to watch. There's 3 episodes left, and what am I supposed to do for?
And then you gotta wait another year because, like as Jon Favreau said, it's like once a year they shoot. Once a year you get it. If that, I mean, they've only on 3 seasons. This has been going on for a long time since Disney Plus launched. It's been going on. I mean, it's a long time. So. I wish they could kick up the production quality to get or production amp it up so they get more episodes out. But then again, maybe it wouldn't be as special if they did that because look at the special effects. They have that sound stage. It looks so good compared to other things. Like even some of the Marvel stuff doesn't look as good as the Star Wars does. They do a great job with this. I love the little creatures that are still fixing the robot.
Oh, so cute. So cute.
They're so great. There was a fight where they're you could see just their this by their faces, in the underneath, they're working on another robot, and everyone's shooting and killing each other in the streets, and they're like, we're going to win. It was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun.
I love that.
Those are the same guys that Baby Yoda tried to pick up because they were so tiny. It was so cute.
Yeah, that was great. That was so great. And Magistrate Gurf Karger, is that how you say his name? Gurf Karger. From Rocky.
Carl Weathers.
Yeah, Carl Weathers. Yeah, I love him. That man looks great, and he still nails every line.
Yeah, he really does.
I'm like, I bet Stallone is pretty mad that he killed him off now in the Rocky movies originally. He's probably like, fuck, he'd have been great addition later on. I bet Michael B. Jordan's pissed about it too. Bring him back. He'd be like Rocky Ghost, or I should say Apollo Creed Ghost. I don't know, but he does a great job. He directs a lot of this too, which is awesome for him. So he's popping up left and right. This is a great episode. This is his episode almost too. He had a lot of screen time in this. It was fun. It was fun to see them have this huge battle and to actually advance the Mandalorians to actually get together and fight for a common cause and to move their story forward. And honestly, Bo-Katan is taking over everybody. Mark my words, she's taking over. So eventually she will be holding that dark lightsaber and it'll be a huge battle. I guarantee
100%. 100%.
I guarantee it. She'll be with all the Mandalorians, and then she'll take her helmet off. Then she'll fight Moff Gideon. I think that's how it's going to end. Yeah, that's what I think. And then Baby Yoda will say, "This is the way," and then that'll be it. I'll be happy. I'll be super happy. That'll be it. I'll be good.
When she wielded the lightsaber, when she had it, she did a great job. So it wasn't hard like it was for Mando.
But anyways, we're excited about this. I enjoyed this. I think I'm excited to see even more where it goes from here. We'll see. Only time will tell. We'll talk about next week when it comes back because we're talking about Mandalorian here. We have to talk about stuff like this that we like. Come on. Watch Mandalorian if you haven't watched it yet. I feel like people just need to watch it. If you haven't seen it, catch up, Chris. Watch it. Watch it, Chris.
Brian.
Watch The Mandalorian.
I know.